Hello, folks. MB Geeks, let's talk. Well, it's been an interesting week. Elon Musk has put in a purchase for Twitter, and the SJWs are losing their goddamn mind. I don't understand it. It's rather funny. Apologies. I guess picked a bad week to get a 7-day suspension. Apparently, I can be called every name under the blessed sun, but the moment I call someone a name, it's hateful, and I got a 7-day suspension. Only after I finally admitted, after I lost my appeal, and I was like, screw it, I'll delete it. So what? So I'll be back on Twitter on Monday. But it's been a fun week seeing everyone freak out about Elon Musk owning Twitter, which I really find hilarious. Because weren't these the same SJW elitist, narcissistic people who said, "Oh, buy a Tesla, buy a Tesla"? Well, isn't that owned by the guy who owns Twitter now, or is about to own Twitter? Now you're unhappy with him. Now he's the bad guy. And it's so funny when you see people say, "Oh, I'm leaving Twitter if Musk takes over." Okay, well, we had a lot of people say they were going to leave for Canada in 2016. I noticed none of you say you're giving up your Tesla for a diesel-powered vehicle or a gas-powered vehicle. So, how much is your hypocrisy worth? How far does your hypocrisy go? It's just an honest question. Oh boy, Picard. Ooh. Somehow, in all the years they created Picard, we're now finding out Picard was his mother was mentally abusive, mentally disturbed, and he found her dead, hanging herself. So we're gonna take the TNG episode where no man has gone before, and where he saw as an older woman speaking in a French accent versus a more English accent like Picard does. And we're supposed to think, oh, this is how he remembers her. This is how he portrays her. You know, he portrayed her as growing old and being this woman versus being the woman he actually. Okay, whatever. Oh Lord. Yeah, I don't have anything else to add to that. The whole Borg subplot, the Q subplot, the Brent Spiner guy just must need a fucking paycheck that bad. Or he's trying to rival Jeffrey Combs as being the guy who did the most characters. Who knows? But it's really just not Star Trek. I mean, nothing about it is Star Trek. Now all of a sudden, Seven and I got reborgified or only partially reborgified. This queen, we've never seen the Borg have this amount of problem assimilating people. So I find it very hard to believe that this would happen now. But what the hell do I know? So if Soon does what he wants, we're still going to get World War III, but we're going to get a Confederacy versus the eventual Federation. Okay. The Qs are dying, and Picard has mommy issues. And we have one episode left. And if you think we're not ending on a cliffhanger, let's be honest. There's no way they tie this all up in a bow in the last 50 minutes of the episode. That ain't gonna happen. This is just absolutely ridiculous. And they make at least none of the 9 episodes I saw, they even remotely mention his brother Robert. Who very much loved his father and stayed because his father, which I don't understand what his father does, because it doesn't seem like the parent we were told to believe. His father actually wasn't interested in Starfleet. He wanted to stay on the Vineyard. Uh, Actually, that's another question I have. Did Robert give Chateau Picard to Jean-Luc after him and his son were killed in the fire? Where is Robert's wife? Who was on Chateau Picard during that time and had lived there long since Picard had been there. But yet she's nowhere to be found. None of these people are mentioned. Robert's not mentioned. His son, his nephew is not mentioned, the two who died in a fire. His sister-in-law is never mentioned. And he never showed that much interest in the Vineyard. So why does he care so much? I'm not buying it. This is nothing to do with Picard. I mean, this is not exploration in space and human. This is, well, I guess maybe you could say it is, but I mean, seriously, you devoted an entire season to supposed to be some big thing, and it's Picard has mommy issues and mommy trauma. I'm sorry, but the guy's 100 years old. I think it's a little late to start worrying about those fucking issues at this point. If you haven't made peace with them after 100 years, I doubt you're going to make peace with them at the end. But they'll change it to make it that way. Who knows? Season 3 it's going to end with Picard and whatever her name is, that Romulan, walking off into the sunset and living happily ever after for, well, however long the android Picard survives. Because it's not even Picard. It's just his conscious in a Gollum body. It's not even the real Picard. Picard's dead. But, hey, whatever. Maybe Q brought him back with his soul in the body. Who knows? But it's utterly ridiculous. Also saw that CW ain't doing too well. The Batwoman, after 3 seasons, has been canceled, which, based on their ratings, I can't say I'm surprised. What I am surprised is apparently Legends of Tomorrow, after 7 seasons, is also canceled. And they both ended in a bit of cliffhangers. So is the CW going to actually do a crossover to end those cliffhangers, or are they just going to let it go? That'd be interesting to see if they just leave it alone and say, screw this. But, if you look at their ratings, they're garbage. They are more shit. They're not for the main demographic. They're for more people my son's age who are 14, 15 years old. They're not for us 34, 18 to 35-year-olds who have better things to do than watch this campy HAW NPC shit. Because, quite frankly, we just don't have the time for it anymore. We have more important things to do. We no longer have a small amount of shows where we used to plan our days around what time a show started. It no longer happens. Now it's like, show's on. Who gives a shit? I'll watch it later. If I watch it, if I get around to it. There's just, the quality is not there. We've got plenty of quantity. We've got shit for quality. And it's been this way on a lot of these channels. So I don't know what the war they're fighting is, because quite frankly, it's just a war of, well, honestly, am I going to find one diamond in the rock? Well, we will see. As far as the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, I don't know. Honestly, I don't give a shit about that. But anyway, just a quick Saturday morning perspective. Take care, everyone, and have a blessed weekend.